Diego leaders teamed up to create a COVID response fund to help the community. Thanks to a flood of support and donations, funding has surpassed $10.8 million. Joining us over the phone lines to talk more about the San Diego COVID-19 Community Response Fund and resources is Vice President and Chief Development Stewardship Officer Brian Zumbano. Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Hey, Paul, how are you? Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, well, this is good to talk with you again. Last time I think we chatted was right around the $6.8 million mark. What is going on that you have almost doubled your intake?
Well, it's all because it's just the outpouring of support from our community. It's really inspiring to see the way our community's rallied and to help support those in most need. And just the other day, we announced a $1 million contribution from Illumina, which is going to go to help bridge the digital divide for students in the county who don't have internet access. So just the impact that we're seeing and the outpouring of support has just been amazing. Yeah,
we were talking about internet access earlier in the show with the superintendent of the Escondido system, so it's timely that you bring it up. Brian, I know you're, if I remember our last conversation correctly, you're kind of in charge with the, reaching out to people and getting them to donate. Give us an idea what your pitch, all right, I have money in the bank and I'm a corporation. Sell me on participating in your fund.
Well, it's what community foundations do. We've been around for more than 4 decades, and when the crisis hit, we didn't have to build infrastructure to get philanthropic dollars to the nonprofits on the front lines. It's what we've been doing. In fact, in all 50 states, hundreds of community foundations have raised more than $720 million in response to the COVID crisis. We're just able to be flexible. We know the community. We know the nonprofits. They know us, so we can facilitate and operationalize philanthropic dollars to quickly get them out the door and get them to the organizations helping the people who need it.
And that speed is a big thing, what you're about, because as we know, lots of times when these kind of funds get developed, by the time the money gets in and gets turned around, well, we could already be on to the next crisis. So who do you want to credit for that quick speed?
Well, we have a great community impact team that handles hundreds of applications every day, and we're actually through 8 rounds of rapid response grants that have given more than $7 million out already, and those are rolling grant cycles that we will continue to get money out the door, and that's why we need to raise more, because they're doing a great job of getting it out, getting it to the folks who need it.
Well, Brian, I'm looking right now at a list of people who have benefited. I'm looking at a list of people who have contributed. I don't want to make the judgment as to who gets acknowledged in this conversation. I'll let you handle that. You do the shout-outs.
Thanks so much. All the nonprofits have been amazing. I encourage everyone to go to sdfoundation.org/COVID-19 to see the list of both. But I do want to mention some of our most significant supporters. SDG&E helped launch the fund with $1 million. Qualcomm gave $1 million. And we have a family fund at the San Diego Foundation, the Hervey Family Fund. They gave $1 million, and we are actually in the middle of $1.5 million match from the Hervey family as well. Anyone who gives to the fund, the Hervey family will match it dollar to dollar. They've had a fund with the San Diego Foundation for decades and have quietly been one of the most philanthropic families our county has ever seen. So we are just so appreciative.
And Brian, work the other end. Who are some of the people receiving this money?
Well, as you can see from our website, food distribution, the Jacob Cushman Food Bank, Feeding San Diego, food continues to be a critically important aspect of it. I mentioned the Illumina contribution. That's going to go to San Diego Unified School District. Computers to kids help get laptops into the hands of the kids who need it too. So getting food on the table for people who need it, getting educational access for all of our students these days, those are some of the key priorities we're seeing. And again, I encourage everyone to go to the website to learn about more.
Brian, before we wrap this up, I would imagine the need still outpaces the intake.
We could be done today if we wanted to get all the dollars out the door. This is the beginning. We're just at the start of raising dollars and getting them out the door to help our community. We have years ahead of us to help rebuild, and it's just inspiring to see we're the kind of community in San Diego that rallies around and helps our neighbors when they need it, and we're going to continue to do that.
Brian, on behalf of your, everybody here at KUSI and all your cohorts, boy, we're so grateful for what you're doing, and I hope everybody else in San Diego acknowledges the fund and what you're doing, because it's really significant.
Well, you've all been great partners to us, and we really appreciate all you do to highlight the philanthropic community in San Diego. So thank you.
I'm going to just take a little mental guess right now, the next time we talk, what that number is going to be at. And I'll write it down on my desk, and we'll see what we're at our next conversation, okay?
Great. We'll have it back going. I look forward to it.
All right, Brian, take care.